Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Live from New York City, it's photo class number 52, brought to you by me, Carmine Teaches Photography. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today is February the 12th, 2022, and we have a very different photo class for you today. I think you'll find interesting. It might get you upset. I've been known to be controversial. Remember, I'm the guy that on all the YouTube photography channels said the Sunny 16 rule doesn't work to get accurate exposures for your photography. Well, today I might have my second controversial topic. It's about ethics. Ethics in photography. Let's talk about the main subject of today's class, which is graffiti. Photographing graffiti. Did you know that it's not ethical to photograph graffiti? Let me explain. Graffiti is an art. Graffiti is done by a graffiti artist. If you photograph graffiti and you exhibit it, whether it's online, on your website, on Instagram, whatever, on YouTube, you have just stolen somebody else's art. Let me explain. If you photograph somebody's graffiti, now remember, graffiti is just another name for art. You might as well go to France, go to the city of Paris, go into the Louvre, take out your camera, and photograph the Mona Lisa. And then publish the photograph of the Mona Lisa as your own work, as your art. That's how wrong it is to photograph graffiti. Let's see. If your photograph has graffiti in it, and the graffiti makes up more than 50% of the photograph, you probably just created a copyright infringement. You're not, because you're not creating a new composition. You're just photographing somebody else's composition, somebody else's work, somebody else's art. Interestingly, in the United States, since 1976, this is a federal rule for all 50 states since 1976. When a piece of art is completed, whether it's your photograph, graffiti, a painting, a statue, a sculpture, on and on and on and on, as long as it's art, did you know that it's automatically copyrighted? No paperwork involved. It's copyrighted. The rights belong to the artist. So, if you photograph graffiti and display it in an exhibition hall, in a gallery, in an online gallery, on Instagram, etc., etc., you just committed copyright infringement. Because it's the way it is. A graffiti artist, whether you like it or not, is an artist. Please understand that I am fully aware that when you come out of your house and somebody did graffiti on the side of your van, your truck, your fence, you're ticked off and you consider it not art. Of course, you have absolutely the right to get rid of it, paint over it, etc. And you should call the police and make a police report, because that's vandalism. We're not talking about that kind of graffiti. Did you know that some graffiti art was commissioned by the landlord that owns that building or billboard or fence to do art? So don't frown every time you see graffiti and say, oh, what an eyesore. It's art. And did you also know that in Melbourne, it's legal in some parts of the city to put your graffiti art up. There's a lot of things you have to understand. That if you photograph graffiti and display it, right, like we said, on YouTube, Instagram, a gallery, it shows a disrespect to that artist. Okay? Think about it. You're disrespecting the artist. Doing so could ruin your reputation as a photographer. You cannot photograph graffiti and then off you go, making it as if it was your art. You might as well just go into the Museum of Modern Art and go up to any painting and photograph it and publish it as your own work. Nope, it's not your work. You just copyright infringed. Let me see what else I want to talk to you about. Let me see. Oh, while we're talking about ethics in photography, I've mentioned this in a few other classes. The homeless. Never photograph the homeless. Never photograph the homeless where their face is recognized, because they're vulnerable and they're helpless. Why would you do that? If you have to, in your DNA, you feel that it's your job to photograph the homeless, to make their plight known to the world. No. That's not your purpose as a photographer. If you need to, if it's in your craw, if it's in your DNA that you feel that photographing the homeless is art, that's photography art. That's why you went out and bought your camera. All right? If you have to, don't let their face be visible. Okay? Don't photograph their faces. They're people. They're people in the most vulnerable time of their life. That's somebody's son, possibly somebody's brother or sister or uncle or dad or mom or child. Don't do it. Don't do it. I can't stress it enough. I've made photo classes before on the subject. I have on my community segment of YouTube, I have all kinds of stats that you can vote on whether you think it's a good idea to photograph the homeless. And guess what? Overwhelmingly, just click on community button on my YouTube channel. Overwhelmingly, the responses have been no. Overwhelmingly, other photographers in the YouTube photography community agree with me. It's unethical. It's either ethical or it's not. And it's not. It's not ethical to photograph the faces of homeless. Sure, you want to photograph their encampment with no faces? Go ahead. Knock yourself out. You want to photograph them sleeping? Photograph their back. And if you happen to photograph their face, blur it out. Movavi, Pickverse, Lightroom, Photoshop, they have marvelous tools to blur out images, certain parts of an image. I can't stress it enough. Today's class, it's very short. We've only gone about 8 minutes. It's very short, but it's very important because it's Saturday morning. It's February 12th. You're most likely going to pack up your kit bag. You're going to head out, whether it's by subway, by foot, by car, by truck, by horse, and you're going to go out and you're going to start photographing. So I want to catch you all this morning before you go out on this nice sunny day here in New York City. It's 50 degrees. It's amazing. It's blue skies. I already came back. I came back at 7 a.m. from photographing today's sunrise. You can just go on my Instagram account, Carmine Taverna, and you'll see today's sunrise. I'm up. I'm out. I'm photographing at 6:30 in the morning most days. I'm usually back before my family even wakes up. But I wanted to catch you guys, and I wanted to stress the fact about the two ethical problems that I've seen in my 49 years of being a photographer and reading. Back in the day, all we had was photography magazines before the internet, right? Going to photo shows, exhibits, and my coworkers, my comrades, my photography coworkers, we all agree. You have to have an ethical mindset before you head out. Graffiti, don't photograph it. It's not your art. It's not your art. And I don't want to repeat myself about photographing somebody else's art and then publishing it as your own. It's not yours. It's not your art. It doesn't belong to you. Don't photograph it. And don't photograph the homeless. These are very vulnerable, helpless people. They don't need you to photograph their face and publish it. What do you think, you're going to get a Pulitzer Prize? Come on, stop. All right? It's a little heavy today. A little heavy subject. I know most of the time we have some fun. But have fun. Have fun photographing your own art. Photograph your art. Don't photograph somebody else's art. All right? What are you going to do next if you photograph the graffiti? You're going to take a picture of Ansel Adams' Grand Canyon photographs and then say they're yours? You know what I'm getting at, guys. Subscribe right over here. Right over here, there's a little red button. Just hit it. Do me a favor, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Everybody likes things that are up, right? Comment below. Email me any photography question you have. blackandwhitephoto@aol.com is my email address. And go to my online gallery, carminetaverna.com. All right, guys, have a great day. We've gone 12 minutes. This might be the shortest photo class I ever did. All right, guys, have a great day. Have a great Saturday. And just remember, follow 2 rules that Carmine taught you today. Don't photograph graffiti. It's not your art. And please don't photograph the homeless. They're vulnerable. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on Photo Class 53. Be good.